the show. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a show where I'm blue. Look, I'm blue. I'm matching everything blue today. I want to bring out my eyes. This is how I'm gonna bring out my eyes this show. Sound like a plan? Great. Don't eat a blue dum-dum before candy. Before show. Candy? Show? I can't even talk. Anyway, let me tell you guys quickly, if you want to see any of our shows back, you can check them all out at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT. If you're looking for flashbacks times, they're at /BBOTT flashbacks. 24/7 live feed updates over on Twitter at BBOTT live feeds. And lastly, if you want to help support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get weekly patron-only shows, prize giveaways every week just for patrons, and access to the patron-only Facebook group. Of course, you can also just do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or you can subscribe right here in YouNow to watch all of our shows back, or our special shows back on YouNow. But become a fan so that you don't miss anything. You guys know the benefits you get from subscribing in YouNow, the special messages and dedicated chat and all that fun stuff. Anyway, we need to get to the point of what this show is about. The fact that my tongue is blue. People only listening to audio aren't going to get that joke. No, we are here so that all of you can begin your attacking of me on Twitter when I tweet out what we all come to the conclusion of on this show, or what the majority of us comes to the conclusion of on this show. So voting has just opened for America's care package. And our goal on this show is to figure out, where do we want to put our votes? Or where does the most of us want to put our votes? First, before we get to that, let me quickly tell you guys what happened last night. If you missed it, after a very long recap show, thank the good Lord, we did it, and Monty was officially voted out of the Big Brother house. We did it. We did it, everyone. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if we could say, here you go. Here's Monty being voted out. I don't know if we could say we beat the other places. I feel like there's a battle when everybody is like, oh my God, none of the other places are voting Monty. You guys are the worst. Then I feel like, okay, maybe we're the smartest. Maybe we're not the worst. Maybe we're the smartest because we know who to pick. I don't know. Now I just feel like I never had a war with anyone, and now I feel like we're at a war and we're winning. We're winning the war. Don't be blue about it. I say definitely the smartest as well. My favorite part was the celebrating last night, the dance break of, ooh, Monty's gone, dance break. Monty's gone, dance break. Then we moved into the HOH of last night. This is the part where, it's starting to become a little bit of sad times, but not really sad times. Not really sad times. It basically was like kind of an optical illusion, I guess you would say. It was a big barcode. I do have a picture. It's a giant barcode that you had to measure what piece was the longest. So basically, that just looks like a barcode. If you're looking at the picture, it looks like a barcode. However, all the big long lines were broken down into little lines, and every single line had a number on it, and you had to use anything you wanted, like your feet or your body, or they gave you little links of chain to figure out which one was the longest. There was a lot of the misfits working together and the plastics working together, and it ended up being Scott that won the HOH last night, or as our good friend Tim would say, the HOH. I miss saying HOH. HOH from Canada. Canada's HOH. I can't even do it good. I can't even do it good anymore. I can't even do it good. So it's very interesting. There is a lot. There is a lot of dynamics going on right now. Why is your tongue blue? I had oral sex with a Smurf. Don't judge me. Look, I'm going to say what I think. I'm just going to throw out my thoughts first, okay? And my thoughts don't need to be your thoughts. I'm just going to tell you where my head is at right now. And then we're going to get to what all of you guys think in the chat room, and we're going to try and come up with some sort of a consensus that we want to endorse. So here's the thing. I understand. So give me like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to be all you guys chat room. I understand that people do not like when one side of the house is in power. I completely get that. I also get that people are getting sick of feeling like we're saving the misfits every week. I also understand that. I personally am never going to, on a personal level, I will endorse whatever the majority says, but on a personal level, I am never going to go against Jason, or my thoughts aren't ever going to go against Jason. I know it's not fair. It's also not fair that Jason is the only vet in that house with no other way to protect himself but us. And we are a player in this game, and as me being a player in this game, I don't feel like I have to justify wanting to keep Jason safe. Now, that being said, here's my other problem. Everybody's like, the plastics, not fair to the plastics. You know what's not fair about the plastics? The fact that the plastics aren't using the twist. The twist is America. They are not adjusting their game at all for the twist. And then there are people that will come at me, and those people will be like, it's not fair, it's all because of Jason, and Jason has America, and blah, 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 and that's why people don't like them. No. Don't get it twisted. Number one, I like Alex. I like Alex very much. However, from what I can tell, the reason people don't like the plastics is because they do stuff like go around the house and label people as sexual abusers, label people as racist, are super fake in their chat room, in their, diary rooms, like 1 second being all... And then as soon as I think the camera's on, it's like, hey, everybody, let's do a cheer. They're fake. They label people as racists. They label people as sexual abusers. They're just not great people in this game. They're not great people in this game. Again, how you play the game of Big Brother is not a reflection of how you live your real life. I would also like to point that out. That is the reason I feel a lot of us don't like the plastics and are helping the other side of the house. The other side of the house, just, I think, to the majority of people, seems more real and relatable. It just so happens that that is also Jason's side of the house, because of course Jason is going to go to the more relatable and real people. Now, that is just my opinion. That does not need to be your opinion. I'm just saying that's how I feel, and that's kind of why I think people feel the way they do about the plastics versus the misfits. I'm also on board with the fact that, no, I don't want to see one side of the house dominate, thus being Jason's side, and I do agree Danielle might need to be taken down a peg or two as well. So, all of that being said, I'm going to kick off our discussion with my thought process. Or first, let's again go over what the care package is that we are voting for, because people seem to be confused on this. So now voting is open for the next 24 hours. The care package allows the winner to pick a veto to be in play. I'm going to say it again. To pick a veto to be in play. They are not getting the veto. Like, a lot of people feel like they're giving them the veto. You are not giving the care package winner the veto. You are only giving them the ability to pick which veto will be in play this week, which is why this HOH does not matter. All of the power this week lies in the POV winner. They really have the ability to set what is happening this week. So, the 3 types of veto that the care package winner can choose would be the diamond power veto, which is where you get to remove somebody from the block and pick the replacement, or 2 vetoes being in play. So, in the POV competition, there will be 2 vetoes. 2 people can win and can remove 2 people from the block, or the boomerang veto, which 1 person can use the veto 2 times. So, again, the choices are 2 vetoes, 2 separate people have the ability to remove 2 people from the block, or 1 person can remove 2 people from the block, or the diamond power veto, where you can remove 1 person from the block and then you get to pick the replacement. Now, as we learned from the rules earlier, if our America's nominee wins and gets, or in some way gets removed from the block, we do not get to pick a replacement. So keep that in mind. That's number 1. And number 2, also keep this in mind. The Misfits have the numbers. As long as if on Wednesday of next week there is a plastic on the block, they're going home. I mean, unless something happens, I don't know what could happen. It is a long week. Anything can happen. It's Big Brother. Expect the unexpected. But the Misfits have the numbers. But again, this HOH doesn't matter. Just like every single other HOH, it doesn't matter. The power lies with America and the powers. And the power is in the care package this week. Now, my last point that I would like to make, and then I swear I'm turning it over to you, chat room. The last point I would like to make is because you are not actually giving someone a specific power, my personal thought is to give this America's Care package to someone we don't want to get a future care package. So for me, I would give this care package to someone in the plastics, or more specifically like a Whitney, or a Morgan, a Whitney, a Shelby, even a Scott. Somebody that you don't want to get a future care package. Because again, we are not giving them the POV. We are just giving them the ability to pick which POV is in play this week. Now, that being said, chat room, I wish I could think of a good way that we could do this. I wish they would let us have a poll. Although I did do a poll last night. And I know where most people are leaning right now as far as who to give the power to. Or I know the 3 people most people want to give the power to seems to be Alex and Scott and Whitney were the top 3 people I saw a lot of people telling me they wanted to go to. But let me ask you, chat room. I know this isn't going to be a great litmus at the moment, but everybody just type the name of the person you would like to get the care package this week, just so I can see what most of the chat room is going with. Okay, lots of Scotts, Scott, Alex, Whitney. I see a few Shanes. Scott, Alex, Whitney, a few Shanes. Wow. I'm seeing... Not Scott, head's too big. Wow. I feel like this could be very, How easy is it? Is everybody watching this show on the phone? I feel like it's Scott, Shane, Alex, Whitney seem to be the top 4 names. I feel like I almost want to tweet it out and let you vote on Twitter. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know how hard that's going to be for all of you to do, but I have faith that you can figure it out. So let's do it this way so we can make it more fair. Thoughts on America's Care Package. Thoughts on... Oh, wait, no. I'll say, who should we give the America's Care Package to? Okay, make my poll. So you guys are saying Alex, Shane, Whitney, and Scott. I would say those seem to be the top 4 of the room. I'm going to leave voting open for 10 minutes. Who should we get the America's Care Package to? Okay, tweet. You have 10 minutes to go vote in that poll I just tweeted at Reality Recaps. I feel like that will give me a better idea of what the chat room wants. I just tweeted it at Reality Recaps, so you can vote in that poll. While we're still voting in that poll, what do I think? Personally, I feel like the people who want to give it to Alex are almost wanting to give it to Alex because they feel like they want to punish her. I don't necessarily want to punish Alex. I feel like Alex is playing a really good game, minus the fact that she will not work with America. Like, is fighting against America. Thanks, Sam Green, for the bars. I really appreciate that. Actually, thank you, Zoe Girl, for the bars, Sam Green, and Maximus Mom. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll bring up the poll results officially right here. Actually, I now have a much smarter idea. I should have thought of this sooner. I will do the poll the hour before our show next time. So for the next voting experience, I will do the poll an hour before our show starts so that I can bring it up during the show. That would have been a smarter move on my end. Who do I think? Personally, I would give it to Whitney. I think Whitney is one of the smartest players on their side. I think she has the biggest chance to win something in the future. She's very strategic. I would be afraid of her having a power later on at the end. So personally, I would give it to Whitney. Then to take it now one step further, I would also say my vote for nom would probably be Shelby. My thought is I wouldn't want someone playing in the POV that can probably get herself off. I don't want America's nom or our nom not to be up there. Now, granted, we will do another show like this when the voting for that opens. Or Morgan. For me, it would be Shelby. I feel like Morgan could win something. I would want someone that could not win something. Diane says she totally disagrees. Well, what is your thought about why you disagree? Who do you think? I think Morgan, Eric. Shelby sucks at noms. Yeah, I'm saying for a nom, I would think Shelby should be our choice for the nom. Personally, I would say Shelby. We want someone, if your goal is to have the misfits go farther in the game, I think Morgan should be the nom, because we don't want someone that's going to win. We want a plastic up there on eviction night, because if she gets herself off the block, we're screwed. And as for have-nots, I'm all for Danielle or Shane being a have-not. I think they do. I think they're getting a little too full of themselves, being on the America's side each week. I think Danielle or Shane need to be like knocked down a peg with have-nots. The evil part of me would like Whitney on slop for her birthday because I find that funny. And then Morgan, maybe. The only thing about Danielle being a have-not is I feel like she had to do the pool thing all week. It kind of sucks, but she'll lose her mind. She'll lose her mind. I think it's going to rock the Misfits if Danielle ends up being a have-not. Oh, we can't put Morgan on the block for a second week. Right. I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting we can't put Morgan. That's a stupid rule. I don't like the rule. It's a stupid rule. It doesn't even factor in for rules for me because I don't like it. I think it's a dumb rule that you can't be it a week to week. But yes, I'm sure they needed to do it because the house guests would end up walking if America kept putting the same person up every single week. Hold on. Let's check in with our poll. Voting is still not up for our poll, but let's just check in on where we are at. Hold on. So where we are at on our poll at the moment, wow, surprising. 41% of you so far want Shane. Ooh, it's gonna be interesting. Honestly, there's part of me that hopes I get to endorse Shane or for you all say that we want Shane because it will shut those people up that are like, you can't keep changing my thing. Make me. And I'm just saying, on a side note, well, two side notes. One, I don't know if you can tell, I burned my nose on the oven. Don't even ask how. It's a long story. Or while I was fillet showing a Smurf. Anyway, they're like the Keebler elves, whatever. Shane is a little serial killery. Like a little, like as the season goes on, I find him less attractive and more, I think Leslie K. English said it, like he looks like he's the leader of a cult. I'm just saying, it's weird. Like he's getting less attractive to me. And more like I expect him to be like, come my children, sacrifice yourself around the bonfire for Shane. I don't get it. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I'm also over the showmance too. I started completely being in love with them as a showmance, and now I'm just like, over your showmance. Charles Manson, right, Mama T. His beard is growing back. Right, he needs to do it quicker. Oh, Giselle says, drink the Kool-Aid, Heaven's Gate-ish. Right, I did. There's nothing funny about putting Jason on slop, especially with his ribs hurting. I don't recall me saying to put Jason on slop. Way over the showman, says William Buffetta. I'm not a fan of Shane, says Annie. Danny and Shane are giving us a show. I get for the showman's people why you want Danielle and Shane to stay in the house. Bets Miller says, I love watching you, Eric. Am I the only one here that likes the plastics and prefers a misfit to leave this week? I don't like the plastics as a whole. I do like Alex. I like Alex a lot. I don't really care for Morgan because I feel like she's fake. I don't like Shelby. I don't like that Shelby walks around and tries to like label people as stuff and cause problems and create drama and stuff that she's not even there for. She has an opinion on. And basically she's Gilly. Like Shelby is Gilly. Gilly? That's Shelby. Like, oop, did I call you? Did I say you sexually abused Morgan? Sorry. Did I sit on the orange couch? Sorry. It's literally her. I tweeted out a picture of it earlier, if you didn't see. It just came to me the other night. Oh my god. I think when she was wearing the stilettos, with the golf bag, I was just like, I'm done. I got it. It's literally who you are. Here you go. Ready? Here's Shelby. I'm Shelby. That oh, why won't it go away? Go away. That is legitimately Shelby. Shelby doesn't even clean. She lets others do it. 100%. Oh, and let's not forget one of my other favorite moments from last night on the feeds when all of the plastics did their ball crushers. Like, they waved down the camera and were like, over here, camera, over here, camera one. And then they, like, did their turn, hair flip, and ball crushers. I was like, okay. This is why they're not likable. This is why they're not likable. They are grasping at straws. They're like, what should we do now? How should we play this week? What are we going to do? What do we want? Where are we going? Now, I know, now let's say we're anti-guy. Now let's be like we're on the girls' team. Now let's be like we're all for the girls. It's like every week they just keep trying to grasp at straws of how they want to portray themselves to us. Here's how you should portray yourself to us. Be real. Stop trying to be what you think we want you to be. That's all you need to do. That's it. Alex does it. Alex last night in the diary room was like, look, I'm going to be me. And if America doesn't like me and I end up out of the house because America just doesn't like me or my game, well, then I'm out of the house. It's also a touch of a detriment to her game. But there's no reason Alex can't be herself, but still play to America. She needs to be less, please, please, please give me what I want. Please give me what I want. And more like, hey, America, this is what I'm doing. This is why, if you want to be on my side. Plastics don't know how to be real. Well, that's probably why they're called the plastics. On a completely side note, on a side note to the side note, it's interesting to me how Scott literally eats like a rat. I don't know if he's doing it to be funny, but he's very ratty when he's eating, which is weird to me. Jason and crew beg America too. I don't feel like Jason begs America. I feel like he lays out the strategy, and I have heard Jason say many times, America's on our side for now. They're probably not always going to be on our side, but for right now, I feel like Jason is very rational about it. Just like in his DRs, I really appreciated that Jason said, people in this house shouldn't be labeled as racist or homophobic or a good side versus a bad side. We're just all people playing a game, and this is just how we're all playing it. And some people just happen to be a touch more ignorant than others. But I did. Yes, I agree with you. Danielle begs a lot. That is why I'm saying Danielle needs to be knocked down a peg. Danielle needs to be knocked down a peg. I do agree. I definitely do agree a little bit like that. Alex is smart enough to know how she should be playing this better. 100%. And I also said the other day, the person who is doing it the best, the person who I feel is playing America the best, is Chrissy. Because her DRs come off sincere. But I don't believe for a second she'll stay with Jason. I think she will be Team America and Team Misfits for as long as she feels that is benefiting her in this game. And I think the second that it doesn't, she is going to jump ship. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But I just feel like when she sits down in that DR, she tells us exactly what we want to hear, but she does it in a way that comes across sincere, even if it's not. As opposed to the plastics that are like, please, 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 here's my cheer. Vote me, I'm the best, let's rap, diggity, 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 diggity. I'm crazy. Well, that's just me. Sucks I can't see the DR on a phone. I miss them all. I don't know why you can't see the DR. Oh, no, you're right. No, yes, you can. You can see the DR on the phone. I can. You can't flash back, but if you're watching it live, you can watch it on the phone. All right, let's check in with our poll. I believe our poll time is officially over. Ooh, shocking, or not that shocking, but definitely interesting poll results. And how many people are in the room? Oh, it pretty much is almost everyone in the room. So, looks like Shane and Scott are pretty much our two. I like having two. I like giving people on both sides of the house a way to go. So I'm going to say, if you are wanting the plastics to go further in this game, maybe, not maybe, give it to Shane. Do not allow him to have a power that could really help the Misfit side going further. If you want the plastics to go further, I mean, give it to Shane. If you want the Misfits to go further, give it to Scott. Does that make sense? Who are Scott's targets? As of last night, I believe he's going after the Showmance. He's going after Danielle and Shane. But last week, he said he was very much going after Chrissy. So I could see Chrissy end up being a backdoor option. What are the other care packages? Great question. I will pull them up for you. It doesn't matter who chooses, it matters who wins. Correct. It matters who wins the POV this week. The thought process was, give it to somebody, give the power to somebody who we don't want to have a power later on in the game. That was our thought process behind everything. Oh no, it won't let me log in because I'm not on the right browser. Balls. All right, maybe someone in the chat room can remind me what the other care packages are. Morgan cannot be a have-not this week, correct. Please explain how Shane would help the plastics. Because if you are giving this week's care package to Shane, you are saying that Shane can no longer get a future care package. We are assuming that he would use a more beneficial future care package to help the Misfits out. So you are removing his ability to get a future care package to help out the Misfit side if you are giving the care package to Shane. Does that make sense? Thank you, Ed Rizzo. The other care packages are, you have to be a servant to the HOH, which is the next one. You can eliminate 3 votes, which is the one after that. Co-HOH is the one after that. Then the next one is you are safe for the double elimination, I believe. And then the final one is you get to go right to the final 4. Do not pass go, do not collect $100. So basically, they all will start benefiting the specific person. So eliminate votes, co-HOH, you're free, right. So pretty much the next one, which is you're the servant to the HOH, that's the last one that I feel like doesn't benefit the person specifically, or they're safe, right? Isn't it they're the servant to the HOH, but they can't be nominated that week? So basically, starting right now, or starting next week, the POVs will actually, or the America's Care Package will actually benefit the person that wins them. Last week, it did not benefit the person who won it. This week, it is not benefiting the person who wins it. Starting next week, it will start benefiting the person that wins it. So, if you pick Shane, you are removing the ability for him to win a future care package, which would then hurt the Misfits. If you vote Scott, you're removing his ability to win a future care package, which would hurt the Plastics. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm going to figure out a way to put this out in a tweet so that it makes sense. I kind of like this better, or not better. If there's a clear majority of the way our people in the show are feeling, I will go with that. But, I mean, we were basically at 40% and 43%. That's super close. So I will give both options this week as to where most of us want to lie. And then maybe people won't attack me on Twitter. Zoe girl, thank you for the bars. I need Eric to realize that a plastic will choose the double veto to get more chances on taking down America's nominee. I do realize that. But there's only a limited number of people that can go up depending on who's been taken down. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's just say, I wish I had the ability to, like, X out this stuff. Let's just go with Scott puts up Danielle and Shane. And then let's say Us as America puts up Shelby. Now, the only people left in play is Morgan, Whitney, Alex, Justin, Jason, Chrissy. Then let's say Shelby's not going to win. Let's say let's say Shane or Danielle win. It's not going to matter. We basically, what we need to happen, if you are on Team Misfit, we want Scott to put up Danielle and Shane. And then we as America need to vote someone that is not going to win the POV. We need Diamond. Yeah, we need Diamond. But I don't know. We cannot strategize that far. This game changes so much in a day. It is unlike any other season of Big Brother. I like to just focus us on what our current voting objective is at the moment. And our current voting objective at the moment is who do we want to give America's care package to? And it seems like our chat room is split between Shane and Scott. So if you don't like the Misfits, vote for Shane. If you don't like the Plastics, vote for Scott. We'll see what happens. Once that happens, our next thing that we need to vote for would be on Friday. Oh, no. Yes. No? Yes. Have-Nots will be our tomorrow show. On tomorrow's show, we will be discussing who to nominate for Have-Nots. We will be talking about who got the America's Care package as well. And of course, this schedule, if you're confused at what happens what time, is up at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT. For me, I'm going to go along with the majority of the chat room that is Team Misfit. I will then be voting for Scott. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Scott losing a power. I am fine with Scott losing a power. I will go along with you all and say, Scott, Team Scott. We all have the numbers. All we need is a plastic up as a third knob. Exactly. That's what I've been saying all along. If Plastics pick the double veto, they get 2 chances on taking down America's nominee, and we can't replace it. Right. But you keep assuming that Scott is going to nominate Plastics. He is not. He's going to nominate 2 people from our side. I get what you're saying. You're saying then if we give the power to the other side, they could technically pick something that lets their side choose the replacement. When is the reveal? Let me bring up my schedule one more time. So the care package reveal is tomorrow, and the final safety ceremony isn't until Sunday. It's interesting. It could play out a lot of ways. It could play out a lot of ways. It could. I say give it to Shane then. If you're really worried, give it to Shane. But I don't know that Shane is smart enough. I don't know that Shane is smart enough to pick Diamond. I have to think with the amount of super fan, or let's put it this way. If we're between, if Cleo's endorsing Scott, got it. If it is between Scott, who's a super fan, and Shane, who's kind of not, I feel like Scott, as a super fan, would pick the Diamond Power Veto. I think any super fan in that house would probably go with picking the Diamond Power Veto. If you're a super fan, I feel like you want to come out of the game and go, oh my god, I got to play the Diamond Power Veto. I don't think you want to come out and go, I got to play the Boomerang Veto. You know what I mean? So I have a feeling Scott will pick the Diamond Power Veto if he wins it. But that's why this season is fun. We have no idea what's going to happen. We can try and plan, we can try and strategize, but we don't know. And that's what makes this season fun. That's why I like this season. We can try and help out one side all we want, but there are just way too many factors to consider. Imagine if we were playing the game for real. I have a whole new sympathy for people that play this game. I can barely handle it, and we're on the outside. Imagine how they're dealing with it being in there. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. What is the Diamond Power Veto again? It is when you remove someone from the block and you get to pick the replacement. Why Scott, he can choose to not use it, right? I'm sure anybody can choose not to use it. You always have the choice not to use it. The plastics are going to want to use the two vetoes to take off our nom. That could be. It could be. It could be. We don't know. We have to see what happens. Either way, the majority of our room is split between Scott and Shane. So that is the information that I will put out there. We are split between Scott and Shane. I am going to endorse giving it to boop, 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 boop. I'm going to endorse giving it to Scott. I am. I still say remove the power from Scott. I have faith that as long as we put up Shelby, Danielle or Shane will win this POV. And then it's all for nothing. At the end of the day, Scott is still going to put up two people from our side. I don't think Scott has the ability to win an HOH. As long as we put up another person who doesn't have the ability to win an HOH, it doesn't really matter. If America's votes get off the block, they can't use the full power with Diamond Veto. I don't know why. Or Morgan, yeah, or you could put up Morgan. Scott won't pick Diamond because he won't be able to pick the replacement. Yeah, that's probably a good point. I mean, everybody's making good points. At the end of the day, you vote what your heart is telling you to vote. You vote how your heart is telling you to vote. Giselle asks, is there a show this evening? I am glad you asked. There most certainly is. But tonight's show will not be a Big Brother show, which is why we were doing this one right now. Tonight, Terrence will be here, and apparently he's making me eat all the disgusting stuff that he's brought from other countries. And if I don't get bars for that show, which I never asked for, but I feel like I'll end up in the hospital and we'll have another hospital bill. So I better get likes or bars or shares or hearts or something. Patrons. It is not going to be a fun show. I'm not even remotely looking forward to it. So tune into that tonight. At what time, you ask? I don't know. It's Terrence. Whenever he shows up, I'll give you guys a half-hour notice. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Reality Recaps. Whenever he shows up, I'll give you guys a half-hour notice, and we'll do a fun show where I'm tortured for a certain amount of time to eat disgusting things from around the world. Yay! It would be beneficial if you wore blue flannel for clips and future gifts. I don't know why that is, but I'll consider it. America's Care Package revealed before noms, Scott will change his noms to Chrissy and Jason. Shane and Danny are too good at veto comps. Well, again, we don't know. That is why I love this season of Big Brother. Anything can happen. As hard as we strategize and as hard as we think of all of the options, we never really know what is going to happen. If LNC gets ACP and chooses Diamond Power Veto, one of Scott's noms wins Veto, then our side will put up a plastic. Hell freeze over, pigs will fly. We will not know until we get to that point, which is why we can't strategize too far into the future. We can only do what we think is best in the moment with the information that we have and what we can currently vote on. So, I say it, so be it. We are split between Scott and Shane. Vote your heart. And you don't have to vote Scott and Shane. I'm just letting you know what the majority of us are thinking. If you want to vote Morgan or Shelby or anything else, you can do whatever the hell you want. But Scott or Shane, vote how you all want. You've changed my mind, Jesse. I'm going with Shane. There you go, B-Hoot. Yeah. I don't know. I really have to think about it. I really have to think about it a little bit more. But what I will be putting out there is that we are split between Scott and Shane. I'll probably make a Twitter DR about it to make it easier for people. And that's the way we'll do it. Just got done watching the HOH comp. Glad it was a short one. It was boring, says Kat. Angel Eye says, the way it's going, the plastics will be gone, and then all the misfits will be eligible for the last care package. Oh, the misfit. Look. As much as I like two sides of the house fighting against each other on Big Brother, do you know what my favorite thing to happen on Big Brother is? When the one side of the house turns on itself. And that's coming. It's coming. The misfits can't all hold hands and skip Kumbaya to the final two. They're going to have to start turning on each other once the plastics are gone. That's going to be even more entertaining to watch. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be Team Justin and Jason. I have not really trusted Chrissy, and I'm kind of like, meh, I'm the showmans. But what else? So that being said, if you want to watch this show back or any of our other ones, they're at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT. The flashback times are at /BBOTT flashbacks. You can follow at BBOTT live feeds over on Twitter. And of course, become a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron if you want access to the patron-only Facebook group, shows just for patrons, prize giveaways, or to support our show, become a patron or one time at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Make sure you guys are following me over on Twitter at Reality Recaps. I will try and give you a half an hour's notice tonight before I go live for our super duper fun show. The poll should be taken again after your show in case we changed our minds. Even if you changed your minds, I still would think it's pretty much split between Shane and Scott. So I think it's fine. You agree? You changed your mind? All right, I'll do the poll one more time. I will leave it up for 10 minutes. So now that the show is over, you can go vote more accurately. But then whatever the results are for that poll, that's what I am putting out as our final answer. So give me like 2 minutes. I will post this show. Well, this show being on the website is probably going to take like an hour by the time it all gets uploaded. But I will get that poll up in the next 5 minutes. And then I will put out our official answer. And I will see you guys tonight for just a fun hanging out show where I am being tortured. And then tomorrow, which is Friday, we will be live to discuss have-nots and the fallout from the America's Care Package. And did we make the right move? Did we not make the right move? So much stuff to discuss tomorrow night. And tonight it'll be fun. Let me say goodbye to the backup watching this back people, and then I'll say goodbye to you on You Now. Okay? So first, that's all. Bye, You Now. Bye, you too. Bye, backup people. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.